Welcome inside week 3 of the high school huddle. I'm Dave Morris, and I'm joined by the Oklahoman's Ryan and Aber. And let's talk storylines. Ryan, it's the week we've been waiting for. And I'm not talking about opening weekend at the State Fair. Tucker Brown returns to the Shawnee quarterback spot.
Yeah, love him or hate him, Tucker Brown, certainly one of the most divisive figures in high school football in Oklahoma. Got hurt last year in the second week of the season. Was able to be granted an extra semester of eligibility. He returns this week against Rogers, Arkansas to find a team desperately in need of leadership. They're 0-2. We'll see how much he helps them turn around.
Let's move further south in the state and talk about the Lawton City Championship this weekend between Lawton Eisenhower and Lawton MacArthur.
Well, both these teams we thought were going to be pretty good this year, but we also, I think a lot of people thought that Lawton High was going to be the best team down there. Both of these teams, Lawton Mac and Lawton Ike, have run through Lawton High in the first couple weeks of the season, so this could be a great game.
And the final storyline for this week, how good are Douglas and Star Spencer? They've both beaten Millwood this year.
Well, Star Spencer should be pretty good. They, I think we thought that they were going to be able to make the playoffs and maybe make a run last year. They missed out. They seem to be turning around, going in the right direction this year with a 2-0 start. Douglas is a team that hasn't been very strong the last few years. They were 1-9 last year, were able to beat Millwood last week, and I look for good things for them the rest of the season as well.
All right, true or false time. Jinx versus Tulsa Union. Did it live up to the hype? I mean, it was only 43-42 after all.
Well, it was tough to live up to the hype with NFL Films and Cox doing the 7 channels, but it certainly did. It was probably the best. It was the best high school game I've ever seen. One of the best in state history. I think it compares to the 2000 Jinx Union game, and just depends on which side of the fence you're on as to which one is 1 and which one is 2.
You think these two teams will see each other again this year?
Yes, they'll see each other again in the Class 6A state championship game. I can't see any team running through and upsetting either of these teams.
Speaking of Class 6A, true or false? Midwest City, the best 6A team in the Metro.
I think it could be true. Midwest City is a team that always has had talent. They have some very good players this year with Tim and John Flanders, but maybe hadn't lived up to the hype the last couple of years. Now, Westmore and Norman North have a lot to say about that. We'll figure out which one of those teams is better this weekend when both of those teams play.
And Ryan, the final true or false, Carl Albert star tailback David Oku, true or false, rooting for Miami this past weekend.
He was rooting for Miami this past weekend. He's a guy who's very close friends with Gerald Jones, former Millwood quarterback who's now playing at Tennessee. And I think Gerald sort of got soured on OU a little bit during the recruiting process. And with David talking to Gerald quite a bit, that maybe affected him a little bit. Now, I don't think David's going to end up at OU, but things change.
All right, Ryan, thanks for the information. Time for a timeout. We'll be back right after this to talk Edlam. Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Angie.
And we're your News OK host and hostess.
Shouldn't we just say host? Hostess sounds a little funny.
All right, fine. We're your News OK hosts.
Well, let's tell them what we're hosting.
Lots and lots of video programming on News OK.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
We're changing the rules.
See you soon.
Edmond North and Edmond Santa Fe play Friday night at Watland Stadium for the mythical Edmond City Championship. Both teams beat Edmond Memorial 9-6, and both teams enter the game at 1-1. Santa Fe has been without star running back Randy Ponder. In his absence, Steven Sumter has been carrying most of the load, while sophomore Brian Mills has also had several carries. Meanwhile, Edmond Memorial hosts Dell City on Thursday night. Be sure to check out all the highlight reels from all the Edmond action at edlandfootball.com. For the most complete high school football coverage, pick up the weekend editions of the Oklahoman. Again, thanks to Ryan Aber for his time this week. The weather should be perfect for football this weekend. Enjoy the games, everyone.